Good afternoon. Tried to do this video a few times and been bested by video issues. Anyway, so I'm today putting away in folders some Pokemon cards I bought a couple months ago maybe. This is the nice one. So it was a mixture of vintage and modern, and I got a few holographics, but only one holographic Wizards of the Coast era card, which is that nice Gyarados. I'm repeating myself now because I just tried this, but try and be economical about what I do and say. I'm not really interested in collecting modern, to say the very least. It seems to have gone a bit mad. All these Charizards and super expensive boxes and that sort of thing. And I don't really... Oh, I like this card. What a lovely wee image. The focus will be an issue, I know. I don't really have any memories of collecting those cards, sort of. I actually started collecting Pokemon cards again in my teens, weirdly, for some reason, and that was post Wizards of the Coast, the Nintendo cards. And yeah, I think it was around Generation 3, I think, maybe a bit later, maybe 4 longer. Can't remember how long I was doing it really. I think it was only Generation 3. I remember getting Team Aqua and Team Magma cards. Team Aqua in particular, actually, which is surprising because I always preferred Ruby over Sapphire and Groudon over Kyogre. But when I was very young, it was... I think I put this in the wrong place. This is not a Wizards of the Coast card. Certainly not 2012. When I was very young, I collected Pokemon cards back when they were, first around. And yeah, that's the appeal, I suppose. Yeah, I've said before, nostalgia, it's sort of, don't like saying nostalgia. It's not, reducing things to nostalgia alone, I think, it is reductive of all the things we can get out of these experiences, revisiting things. But it's nostalgia. There is some nostalgia in it. So I bought these mystery bundles off a guy who I came across on Facebook Marketplace. I wasn't looking for cards, but Facebook knows, so it recommended them to me. And I don't want, the idea of just starting collecting again by just going onto eBay and getting one card and then another and just completing the collection. I mean, that to me seems bizarre. I don't know why I would do that. I don't know what fun there would be in that. So to begin with, it's really nice to think that I can get mystery bundles. I'll maybe show the cards as I'm putting them in, but not say too much about each and every one of them. It's nice to think that I can get mystery bundles and so kind of get the same experience out of collecting Pokemon cards as I had as a child. The mystery is a big part of it. So this guy was selling mystery cards by the 100. I'll keep trainer cards aside actually for now. and I got a few of them. It was a mixture of modern and vintage. I think with no repeats. Or minimal repeats. And he even asked what my favourite Pokemon were. And he tried to include some of them with it. Now, I don't really have favourite Pokemon, I don't think. But the one that came to mind was Miltank, which is kind of funny. And I don't know if there are any actual Wizards of the Coast era. There are none that he gave me. And that's a classic card. Remember that. There's a smell associated with Pokemon cards for me, but it's really that fresh out of the packet smell, which these don't have anymore. Maybe the modern ones do. Give them a sniff. Oh yeah, freshly printed, fresh-ish. For some reason, again, just getting into the smelling, I saw this and I was like, oh, that's gonna smell good. I can remember so much that is quite, pansexual about holding these cards and using them when I was very young. I pressed for an answer on my favourite Pokemon. I said Lapras. Why not? I don't know if that's true, but so I'm gonna, I'm for now at least collecting these Wizards of the Coast cards, putting them in folders pretty much just as they come for now, and I suppose I'll resell the modern ones. I know you can make a little bit of money off them if you know how to sell them, if you know what they're worth, but it does sound like quite a lot of effort for me. It's not, I'm very bad at that sort of thing. So maybe for now, or in the short term, I will organise them away in folders. I might just keep the shinies actually, or the cards I really like, for posterity, because you never know how these things can increase in value, I suppose, or at least I don't know. You know who I like? I like Magmar. Bit of a controversial preference, perhaps. So for now, I'll tidy them away, but maybe I'll keep the shinies that I have. I won't go looking for any more. But if I am to keep getting Pokemon cards in mystery bundles now and again, I'm likely to end up with more modern cards. So yeah, we'll see what I do about that. Farfetch'd, that's a nice one. I like the differing conventions of the cards compared to the games. Particularly, what I'm thinking of is typing, colourless, as opposed to normal. I mean, that to me is quite strange. Where does that come from? I know Wizards of the Coast made Magic the Gathering. Maybe they made other games as well. So I don't know whether colourless is a bit of a convention across trading card games in general. If it isn't, pardon me, then I can't think where it comes from. but I really like it. Colourless. It's quite evocative. Quite. Oh, I'm gonna keep that aside. It's just strange sounding, isn't it? Colourless as being supposed to describe something that a type describes, I suppose, an element. A lot of the types are like elements. Colourless is quite different. It's colour. Neutral even might have been more in keeping, or yeah, normal. Why not just normal? I know they changed the names for some of the other types as well. I think the grass type is rather leaf, I think. I know that it incorporates it, or it includes poison types generally as well, and bug types. So I think it's called leaf. And electric was maybe thunder, but those are kind of not important changes. Colourless, quite unusual sounding. I've always liked it actually. I remember it being quite evocative for me even when I was younger. Some of the Wizards of the Coast cards don't actually have a strong memory associated with them. Particularly these gym leader cards. I think that was slightly after my time, slightly after I was doing most of my collecting or playing with these cards. It's not that I played with them much, if ever, really. And certainly, I think Generation 2 Pokemon, I probably never really collected them. Hence my uncertainty as to whether some of these cards count as vintage or not. I think I said this in the last video, and I have to repeat myself. Dark Dragonair, that's another one that is like, I remember these cards, but it's not when I didn't see loads and loads and loads of them. So these cards, mostly Generation 2 Pokemon, I think all Generation 2 Pokemon. I believe these are vintage cards based on certain design elements compared to modern ones. But they don't say Wizards of the Coast. It says 1995 to 2000 Nintendo. Yeah, these are all from 2000. So I'm not quite sure how to organise them with the Wizards of the Coast cards or with the modern. I will find out and make that decision later. I actually happen to have, from when I started collecting again as a teenager, not fully appreciating that this would not be compatible with the modern cards I was then buying, a complete, I think, Generation 2 deck, which was the one that came with a shiny Typhlosion. It's opened, but I think I have everything from it, and I also saw on Facebook Marketplace, subsequent to buying these cards, possibly sold by the same guy I bought these cards off, the same card, the shiny Typhlosion, possibly, a first edition or something fancy like that, selling for a few £100, so I might be sitting on something quite nice. Put that aside. Fire energy. Lovely. I'm really not up on editions and prints and that sort of thing. Is that a familiar one? I'll need to check. And the condition of these, the vintage especially, is far from perfect, but that's okay. I might, replace things, get better condition ones, whatever. It's okay for now. It's just I'm just dipping my toe in the water really with this new hobby. It's just another thing to spend money on occasionally, isn't it? The very, very, very back of my mind, there's an investment notion, but it's not true to say that that's the reason I'm doing it. And I'm sure if I really wanted to invest money, I could do it in smarter ways. So that's not the reason. Almost are. Nearly coming to the end of the probably about 100-ish vintage cards that came with this, the bundles I bought. It's about 2/3 modern, 1/3 vintage, so yeah, about 100. I'll need to buy a folder for them as well, a ring binder rather, to put these sleeves into, and I'll probably need to buy new sleeves pretty quickly as well. I tried not to buy from Amazon, or dirty bastards, but the eBay order I made ended up being delivered by, oh, that's really minging, isn't it? That's okay, but that's funny. It's like burned at the bottom or severely worn, as you can see. That's funny. Yeah, that'll be a replace one pretty quickly. That's alright though. Yeah, the eBay order I made arrived delivered by an Amazon delivery person, so that was quite funny. It's not the first time that's happened. Possibly actually it is the first time it's happened to me, but I've heard of that happening. Yeah. That's all frustrating, but not the end of the world. You do what you can. I think this also has a shiny version, doesn't it? So, there we go. I'll put away the rest of them. This isn't probably the sort of video I will do again. I'm having a tidying, reset, almost admin detox kind of day. So this was enjoyable for me to do anyway, I thought, why not? But if I do any card videos, oh goodness, bending over. If I do any card videos again, it'll probably be on individual cards, but I don't know. Don't worry about that. So, quite nice actually to see. Yeah, this is what it's all about for me, having a folder at the end of it. Yeah, it seems a bit silly, doesn't it? But it wasn't expensive, and I won't get carried away. I'm speaking to myself here, not least of all because no one watches these videos, but for my own benefit. Don't get carried away. Cheers.